All right. Hello there. Welcome now to video number 5, wherein I'll discuss to you the third one that you actually need to start a small but profitable cafe. A bit of a recap for video number 3. I discussed about preparing yourself for this coffee business journey. If you haven't yet, all the links of the video series are actually below. And then in in the previous video, video number 4, I discussed about how you can prepare this time your business itself, right? And I discussed more of that in video number 4. Now, for here is how you can actually prepare for the competition. So preparing yourself, preparing your business, and lastly is preparing for the competition or for the outside factors of your business. Now, let me know if you could relate to this one. Are you somebody that want to sell but you don't want to be sold? Okay? Are you somebody who actually likes to sell things, but then when somebody would now try to sell to you, you feel like you don't like that person, or you just don't like somebody who's always selling to you? Is this you guys? Because if that's a thing to you, there's actually that mismatch of what you're trying to become. Because if you want to become a business owner, meaning no matter what, you would actually be selling. And it would be like unfair if it's just you who would be selling, right? So here's really one thought. If you're somebody who is afraid to be sold, or if you're somebody who wants to start a business, please be open to people who are selling to you. Okay, this is what I usually do. I used to be like that especially when I was still in my 20s, early 20s, and I was really trying to save up, or perhaps that thing that they were selling to me were my priority. I sometimes get pissed when people always sell something to me. But as I grew older and was exposed to a lot of things, I actually like it when people sell to me. Why? I get to observe how they sell. And sometimes when I go to trainings and workshops, and of course, there's always an upsell, I actually take down notes. For example, I don't like actually the course they're selling, but I like how the way they are selling. I actually take note on how they are selling it, and I apply it to myself as well and to my businesses. So money is meant to flow. Okay, here's the thing. Money is meant to flow. And if you're somebody who is on the end of just simply receiving because you just like that you're the only one selling, and you're also not on the giving end, there's actually a stagnant thing there. So you're always receiving, receiving, receiving. So money is meant to flow. So if you want more money coming into you from outside, you should also be open. Because if not, it would just be the same money coming into you because you're so close, you just don't want to be sold. Okay? So that's the thing. I really want you to take note in your workbook. By the way, if you don't have yet your workbook, here's a link here to download your workbook. That would really help you take notes of everything I have shared in this video series. Don't be afraid and don't get mad when you are sold something. Okay? Because you yourself, as you enter this business entrepreneurship world, you would be selling yourself, your products, and your services. So now, are you also somebody who is somewhat um afraid of the competition? Let me know in the comments, because I actually see a lot of newbies and those who joins my face-to-face trainings and my online courses. What is actually stopping them is just they're so afraid of the existing competition. Now, here's the thing. I already shared in the previous videos about having the competition as a business indicator, right? If you remember that one. Now, another thing about competition. Remember that competition happens at the bottom, while collaborations happen on the top. I repeat that. Collaborations happen on the top, while competition happens in the bottom. So if you're sole focus would just be the competition, tendency is you get exhausted because you always think about what they're doing instead of focusing on yourself, right? Another thing, when you collaborate with your competition or with your fellow suppliers, we could actually lift up together. Perhaps it came from our upbringing in school that every quarter there's only, or every school year there's only one, top two, top three, top four, top five. That's basically where our eagerness for competition was developed, right? But in the real world, guys, it's not only top one. You can all be top one. All of the businesses can actually thrive together. 'Di ba? Kasi remember, you don't have to sell to everybody for you to be profitable. You just have to know your numbers. How many do you need to sell? How many customers do you need? How much of that percentage of the pie would you need for you to become profitable? So here's one example that I give to my trainings, no? With regards to collaborations. How can you collaborate with your existing competition? For example, in that street, you actually have lots of coffee business um, who are selling different coffee or perhaps the same coffee. Why not, guys? You organize for a coffee crawl, right? So I had this aha moment when I went to Boracay um a month ago. Because I remember during my 20s, I really had a lot of fun in my 20s. We had actually a we joined the Boracay pub crawl. I don't know if you have joined Boracay pub crawl. Let me know in the comments, but it was crazy. I was with my friends, with my barkada, and it was a hopping of different bars in Boracay, 5 bars. And looking back, no, I actually realized it could also be possible for cafes. So just imagine doing a coffee crawl. They visit you organize the event itself. Okay. There would be a host whatsoever. And then you, how do I call this? Agree with the different cafes who would be first. So when they visit that cafe, perhaps they drink that specific, specialty drink, or maybe in this next cafe, instead of drinking a ready-to-made coffee, they will be brewing their own coffee using manual brewing. And then in the next cafe, they will be asked to try different types of beans. And then in the next cafe, etc., etc. That is an experience. And in that way, everybody in the street gets profit from that type of event. That's what you call collaboration, right? And the top companies are actually doing it. Just in the Philippines, look at GMA and ABS-CBN, right? The number one noontime show of ABS-CBN is now being aired in GMA, right? In Cebu also, there are already properties here that are being in joint venture with Ayala Aboitiz. And we used to think that they are really big competitors with each other, but now they're actually collaborating. Because again, collaboration happens on top while competition happens in the bottom. Okay, so I would really like you to try to figure out how you could collaborate with your fellow coffee business owners. No, stop calling them competition. You can perhaps call them fellow coffee business owners, no, or fellow business owners whatsoever. Another thing is you're shy to sell and be judged. Now, this shyness, no, of selling, I usually see this with new business owners because perhaps that shyness came from your belief that you don't want to be sold. Remember what I shared? So if you're somebody who's shy to sell, maybe because you yourself, you're not happy when somebody is selling to you. So try this one. When somebody is selling to you, try to be open, try to be thankful of whatever that person is sharing. Usually, a good seller would tell you the benefits of the product, would tell you how that product or service changed someone's life or someone's business. Okay, and thank you anchor on the gratitude side, and you observe. By the next time you would be selling, You would be a bit more comfortable. So that shyness perhaps came from that. So that's how you can work on that shyness and don't be afraid of judgment, right? And in any ways, whether or not you sell or not sell, you will still be judged. Again, whether or not you would sell or not sell, you would still be judged. So you choose. And when you sell, you get profit, you get money, and you get to live the life that you want, right? So just sell. Okay. Next would be always copying what is the trend. Now, there is nothing wrong with copying what's the trend, but tendency is when you were just when you will just laser focus on the trending things, you basically forget on what is actually your business concept and what are actually your business foundations. Okay, now here's what you can do to prepare yourself from the outside forces. Prepare yourself for this one. Be remarkable so you don't have to compete. Okay, when you are remarkable, when you are different, you don't have to compete with people, even if you're selling the same product or the same service. One would be dive deeper on your coffee business concept. A coffee business concept, basically, it's what sets you apart. And in simpler terms, you could call it as your USP, your unique selling proposition. So I have read this from a book entitled Guerrilla Marketing. And it says there that most businesses don't know what are their unique selling proposition. That's why 90% of the businesses fail. Diba? We have that somewhat research says that 90% of new businesses will fail. No one ever mentioned why. Why? As mentioned in the book, it's because businesses don't know what their unique selling proposition are. Now, once you know what your unique selling proposition are, it should be evident in all your marketing efforts, in everything that you put out to the public. Okay? And that's what you need to discover for your specific coffee business. Another would be get crystal clear on who you are serving and what you are offering. So when you basically have your unique selling proposition, your coffee business concept, it's a lot easier to identify this. I would say that you get clear on who you are serving because again, coffee is very generic. But for example, you laser focus it to students or to specific students in a specific school, it's a lot easier for you to create uh the menu for them. It's a lot easier for you to create promos for them because you have them in mind. You know that this promo would work for them because this is what they need. I'll give you an example. So in our cafe is the Mezzanine Cafe, one of my cafes. It's actually a study and work cafe. So people there go to study and really dive deep on their notes. So and then there was one idea that came to me that why not I'll do a DIY brewing. I also teach this to my students, no? Especially to those who have good view cafes. And when you say DIY brewing, I'll give them the manual brew, I'll give them the beans, they're the one grinding it and they're the one really brewing their own coffee. What happened? After a week, I've observed no one tried the DIY brewing. No matter how I advertise it in our Facebook page, no one tried the DIY brewing. Then I was somewhat awakened with our business concept in the first place. Who are we serving are actually students. They're not there to brew their own coffee. They are there to study. And they would always go back to latte or Americano with extra 2 shots because they want their brain cells up. They want that extra caffeine. They're not there to try different coffee. You get my point? Okay. So it would be a lot easier in your marketing efforts and all the things that you would decide for your business. And being remarkable, this would help you create your unique selling proposition. What really makes you different? Answer that question. I would like you to take note of your answer to this question. What really makes your coffee business different? Because you're selling coffee, period, right? But what makes your coffee different? And what makes your business different from the others? That would be your step one in creating your coffee business concept. And remember that being different is a way to escape competition. When you escape competition, it will give you a monopoly, even if you're selling the same thing or even if you're selling the same coffee, right? And again, I'm inviting you to join my Bean to Business courses. If you're interested to develop your coffee business concept with my help and with my guidance, I teach all about business planning, brewing techniques, production, operations, financials, and marketing. I have both face-to-face and online trainings. If you're in the Philippines, please check the link. Hopefully, magkakasama tayo, tugma yung schedules natin. I actually have a total of 8 places for the year 2024. If you're watching this in 2025, still click the link. It would be the same link where I would be also giving out my 2025 schedules and the coming years. However, if you are not in the Philippines and you would like also to join, I have an online course, a Coffeepreneur online school. You also click the same link where you get to have or where you can register for that online course. Okay, in that online course, there's actually a chance there to fill out consultation forms with me, and I do talk to my students every month. So it's your chance to raise questions as well. Right? Thank you so much for watching video 5. I'll see you in video 6.